absolutely pure, unadulterated hatred in their hearts. And looking into this map, we see something. Okay, we saw this earlier today in the semis. This generator in the corner didn't end up spawning, which is going to be very interesting. Immediately, Renato making their debut. I don't know if I've seen Renato in comp yet, so welcome to competitive, Renato. Enjoy your stay, as you are going to be on the ground very quickly. This is a competitive. It's not a survivor-friendly place. And that'll be first hook coming in for our Renato. Looks like it might be a basement hook, potentially, as Nurse paying attention to which side they are entering the basement on, and this will be first hook coming in. Solid early corrupt there. Also worth noting, I think if the survivors are paying attention, there was a thrilling tremors, as we saw that through the perspective there, is that gen in the corner was blocked. So I've noticed this is like the go-to build here, using corrupt, Agi, and thrilling to get an idea of what's generated. We worked on immediate read there on the Nia as well, and Nia gonna take a tag. They do get the unhook coming in, but I imagine we're gonna see an immediate come out. There they are at the top of the stairs. Gonna try and body block. The Renato does get through the edge. They're not even gonna take a tag at the window here. Nurse is gonna be super patient and wait it out. Trying to figure out where they went. I think they might have lost sight of Renato there for a little bit. No, there they are in the corner. Gonna double back, and it's not gonna be enough. They go down again. We'll have to see if the survivors are able to get a generator done for this poor Renato sacrifice. As we will see them. Doesn't look like they're gonna be taking the basement now. They do get a reset on the Nia, though. Survivors being very, how would you say, coordinated and making sure to stay as safe as possible. No sign of the ace just yet. Trying to see if the survivor is. It looks like it's the Nia here. Getting tagged again, just super precise blinks command. There's the unhook immediately after the tag. Lori running away into the distance, but Renato, without a for the people, without anything to keep them up, is going to be running into the back here. There's the first gen going. Gonna die corner here potentially, and man, Renato, unfortunate, and they will go down again. Unless there's a latent decisive here, and there is not. The survivor will be sent to the campfire via the entity, and that is an early first kill here coming in from the Nurse. Another heal coming in on the Nia here, and now with this early kill, I don't know how the survivors are going to handle, as this is gonna be pretty rough. Checking this gen, immediately finding the ace, not wanting to swing just yet. They will take the tag there. Running back to this jet, I imagine trying to see which generator they want to try and defend here. This is kind of a latent 3-gen if they decide to fall into it, but at 4 gens, I don't think they need a 3-gen at the moment. And the last perk is, in fact, Pop Goes the Weasel, as this has become a really standard comp build for the Nurse this season. Thrilling Tremors, kind of thing, not on my radar as a perk that I'd see in comp, but it makes sense as you want to get as much pop value as possible, as again, most of the strong gen regression is banned on this killer. Obviously, no Scourge Hook Pain Resonance to be found here. Is that perk's strict. That is such a strong perk. They do get a reset on the ace. These are doing a really good job resetting, making sure this Nurse doesn't have an easy target. And there will be somebody back on this generator. Everyone seems to be pre-leaving, and we do see scratch marks in the distance. Looks like it is Lori heading back into the shack, and I imagine they will take a tag here for their efforts. Ooh, barely. And they will drop the pallet preemptively. That is banned in 1v1s. I will have you know that resulted in a penalty. I'm kidding. I learned this the other day, that pre-dropping in 1v1s against the Nurse is not allowed, as Nurse needs to be able to get out of the shack. And they're not a pallet breaker. They're not into that. Ooh, getting a tag around the boxes, though. Lori running off back into, I think, the 12 area here. Lining up a blank. Will they go for the second? No, they're just going to opt to zone here. I imagine we might see a second generator pop momentarily. Ooh, good line of sight block there from the Lori, and they do get the bait there on the swing. Lori doing a really good job wasting as much time as possible back here. There's the pallet drop, there's the fake, and coming with the second blink, if they do go down. There is the second gen. Will we see a third gen? As I believe that was the one that Lori got chased away from, which means there might be a survivor able to pop another one if they've been on this whole time. Oh, that Thrilling Tremors coming in clutch. They're seeing where the ace is working on. This is going to be another Pop Goes the Weasel coming in on this generator, I believe. Yeah, that gen was just about ready to go, and that is going to be easily 25% progress plus overall. Man, is Pop just too strong for Comp now? Pop is such an insane perk. See Ace on another gen at the hill. Nurse looking pretty over here, able to camp this second stage if they desire to. However, Survivor's being really, really ballsy with these gens on both the hills. Potentially also a deli we might be seeing from the Lori, as they did get the unhook earlier. Might be what the Nurse is trying to make sure to wait out here. Ace being pushed back there as they do not want to be in 2-blink range. Oh, they're going to take the chase here. Will we see the deli? There's the deli from the Lori. Nia nowhere to be seen. Now Ace taking chase back in here. Gen at hill, probably about 50-60%. Means Lori will be able to jump on the gen that Ace got pushed away from after the Pop Goes Weasel. And this is a great read by the Nurse, getting a hit on the Ace there. Ace not getting a lot of distance. There's the third generator. Ace gonna be running back into the shack. I don't think they make it. This all comes down to this tile. There's the blind though, potentially coming in. Nurse avoids it, but Lucky Break's gonna get plenty of distance here, and now Ace struggling to stay alive, and they do go down in the corner here. Will Lori be able to finish the gen before the Pop Goes the Weasel comes in? If they can finish this fourth generator, that's gonna be a huge boon to these survivors. We see from Thrilling Tremors that she is on the gen. I think it's gonna pop. Yeah, that is going to pop, and that is going to be one gen remaining from these survivors. Survivors, again, it was a 3v1 at 4 gens remaining, and the survivors have managed to pop back 3 gens. Pop on that gen, they almost had 4 gens done. Despite being a 3v1, Lori just absolutely doing an incredible job looping in the back there, not to mention the call-outs, the pre-leaving, everything super well coordinated from the survivor squad. And now Nurse with nothing in resembling a 3-gen here. Again, I feel like this map is just really tough for Nurse. I've seen it before in previous ones, and it's just so difficult. Nurse able to blink and hold this one out. Corner blinking! And now Lori's the only one left alive. Hook coming in here. If the Lori's on a gen, maybe they can hold it out, but I think the gen in the corner that's furthest away is not being worked on. And we might be looking at a 4K here, as I don't think Nia was expecting to take a tag at the corner. Have to see if maybe there's a med kit that the Lori can heal up from and potentially get some saves here. There's the wow, Lori back there able to get an unhook. I didn't realize they were in position for that. However, they will secure second stage on the Ace. Now survivors having to spread out and figure out where they want to go. Do they want to get the unhook? Do they want to try and instead go for a 5th generator? What's the plan here? Lori going far away, not anywhere near. And I think the Nurse is going to be content to camp this out to Death Hook, as the gens are not under pressure right now. Nothing in the corner. Lori back in no man's land, though. There comes the blink, and they will kind of catch Lori a little bit off guard. However, that's not the distance you want to take chase with. And so now it looks like they'll be heading back to the hook to maybe try and secure the stage here. I don't see Nia scratch marks. She might be content to work on the gen. I think the Nurse thinking the same thing, that this gen back in 5. Have to see. However, this is the dead zone for Lori to take chase in. You do not want to be working on this gen and get caught with your pants down. That is going to be a horrible chase scenario. Lori might actually be stuck back here. Yeah, she's at the edge of the map, but she does get distance away. I love how precisely these survivors are playing here. Always taking edge map, trying to hide their scratch marks until the last possible moment where they know they need to start running. And now she's going to get into the main building, but the building door is not broken, so they're not gonna be able to run through it. There's the second blink. They're gonna get distance. How much progress can Nia get on this gen? Will Lori take? No, they're gonna break chase. They want to make sure that Nia's not gonna be on one of these gens. I think that's a good call from the Nurse here, and now wanting to cut off from Shack. You know that they got the call out. Yeah, they're gonna be running into the side here, but this is not the distance you need. Nurse has the distance for the second blink here, and yeah, they're going to be very methodical and read it properly, and I don't know if Nia's going to be long for this world. There's the double back. Checking the side. They won't be able for the second blink. Now Lori has a chance to work on her gen, but I don't know how much time Nia can waste here. Here's the second blink, and a whiff. Nia and Lori have been doing some amazing chases here, wasting as much time as humanly possible, but this might be the last one, yeah. Dead Hard coming in to extend the chase, and now the killer probably thinking, how much longer do I want to commit to this chase? Will Lori be able to finish the generator? Here comes the down. I don't know where Lori is. The question is, Nurse thinking maybe Lori coming back to this gen. That would be something to see if the Lori had said switching away from the gen they were on and coming back to this gen to finish it. Finishing a 5th gen against the Nurse here would be huge. Be absolutely massive. And they aren't on that generator. They said on the other one probably. Yeah, listen, they are. They're not leaving it either. Are they close to finishing? There's no way she finishes this. I think she might. They're going to try. No, they're not going to go for it. They're going to waste it. And the sprint burst too. Oh my goodness, if they're able to get the pickup on the Nia, potentially that would be huge. As with the deli on Lori, you imagine they're going to be the Unbreakable player. And they're going around the side, not able to finish that last generator. And with the instant pick coming from here, unless there's a bait and switch, unless Deli's not on the Survivor, which would be absolutely crazy. If Deli, for some reason, or sorry, Unbreakable was on Nia, that would be some next level psychological warfare right there. And yeah, with that, very, very close. That was down to seconds. If the Nurse hadn't left at the exact moment they did, I think Lori would have finished the generator, but that will be the 4K at 1 gen remaining. Very hard fought by both of these teams, as it'll be, I believe, 24-8 going into trial number 2. It is now Infinity. It is their turn to crack out the Nurse. Also, I'm having a little bit of deja vu here, as I am not used to seeing these add-ons anymore. Okay, another mid-spawn for the Nurse. Have to see if we see 1 gen back in the pocket, 2 gens back in the pocket, so Survivors do have these 2 pocket gens to work with, but there is also that central shack gen that might be connecting these 2 a little bit to each other. We see where Survivors did spawn. We see scratch marks leaving this corner here. Ace potentially gonna take a tag on the corner. The locker hitbox is too thick. You know, Nurse, I feel you here. As a trickster main myself, I understand very well how annoying some of these hitboxes can spawn. And good read here from the Nurse, not taking the swing through the Paladin, trying to get a read on where this Ace went around the log pile, and they're going to be leaving this area altogether. No, they double. Oh my goodness, they've been fooling me, folks. My goodness. Really good first chase here coming in from the Ace. They'll take a tag around the long wall here. And I'm just now noticing this killer's build. I'm here for this. This is going to be very interesting. In fact, I want to say that the Survivors are even oh my goodness, what are the hitboxes? That is the second hitbox that I would say was very awful. Also, lucky break here on the Ace. Trying to hear them, as this is a very silent Survivor. Coming on the side, no hitbox distortion this time. This will be first to coming in for the Survivor. All right. So this is no thrilling tremors. Not something that I'm used to. We do see the Agi is a little bit fast, but they do finish that central gen. Survivors very keenly aware of that is the central gen they need to break, so there's not a 3 gen between these 2 areas. And that is going to be first hook that comes with a Dying Light stack. And I have not seen Dying Light in comp in a long time. 2nd gen coming down from these Survivors. Do we see a potential 3rd? I don't know if it's going to be a 3rd, just because I think it was 2 Survivors on the middle gen. But Dying Light, a very interesting pick here, as we see Survivors progress to 2nd stage a lot. Not a lot of fresh unhooks, but if they do get an unhook, they will be able to tag and get extra stacks here. I'm curious if it's going to pay off. Again, Dying Light is one of those perks that I really wish didn't have the negative downside of if the obsession died, that you just lost the regression, but I also kind of understand. It's such an interesting perk. How do y'all feel about Dying Light in comp? Do you see it regularly? Is it something that I've just been missing? Is it a bit of a, you know, niche pick? I'm very curious. As yeah, we're going to see this Survivor go to 2nd stage here, which means that's a stack they lose, but it is 3% slower on 2 Survivors, and you know, 3% can add up pretty quickly. They do leave. There's the 2nd stage confirmed. Checking out the middle gen, no progress here on the middle gen. We know someone's back in the 7 o'clock pocket. We do see Survivor over here. I can't tell which one that is. It might have been the Dwight. Pre-dropping this pallet, not wanting to waste any time here. I do believe, yeah, that is the Dwight here taking chase. Another whiff from the killer. And it looks like they'll be staying around on 2nd hook just a little bit longer, because I think they want to finish the gen. Nope, there's the unhook coming in. Here comes the dry kick. And now there's a fourth people as well. Not to mention changing the obsession here, which will be interesting as obviously Rebecca has not been hooked yet, so the obsession not mattering too much of a change there, but it is interesting to note that the obsession change has occurred. The only one left maybe being Decisive Strike. And there goes the Firecracker and intercepting that blind, but instead Nurse being very keenly aware and they're gonna get hit. Ooh, and Survivor's rotating back, not taking chase with the Dwight there. Instead, I believe this is the Zarina. A lot of progress on this generator. 3 gens left remaining, but this killer doesn't have a ton of pressure as no survivors on hook or in lethal pursuit here. Sorry, I had to make that joke. Yeah, 3rd generator going down here. Survivors definitely spread out everywhere. And I don't know what the Nurse can do here. They needed a tunnel out the Ace, but Ace obviously getting healed, and I don't think we're going to see the Ace the rest of this match, as they are probably tucked nice and safe into a corner of the map where no killers will ever venture. There's the link coming in, but this is the Rebecca who is not... and that is the obsession. There's the gen. That is not the gen that was 99. So this will probably be the 5th gen popping any moment here as they have probably Dwight rotate back over since Rebecca got chased off of it. This will be first hook on the Rebecca. And I think... I don't know if you're going to be able to hold this to 1 gen remaining. Yeah, we see multiple servers over there. I think they will secure. There's the Deliverance on Rebecca. They will be able to push the Survivor away from it, though. That's huge for this killer, able to secure this generator. But again, with the Survivor able to reset with the Deliverance here, I'm not sure what you can do. There's Dwight over here, but they're not injured anymore. They have been reset. I will say the killer does have a 3 gen. We saw pop on that generator. Everything is slightly slower for everybody but Rebecca. This is going to be a hard-fought match, as only 3% slowdown is available. There's 2 survivors back here, though. Obviously, getting a tag and a hook on any one of them, meaning 6% regression, would be huge. Or 6% slowdown. I'm curious if the Dying Light's going to pay off or not. That might have been the difference. With Rebecca taking a hook, the 2 survivors that were on that gen were both 3% slower. Maybe that was just enough to secure it. Survivors pre-running. That is Ace, though. If you could get Ace out of the game, that'd be a huge boon, but you know they're not going to make it easy. And Survivors scratch marks both of them over here. Dwight taking a hit as the short blink happens. Yeah, but Survivor's able to come in and take potential body blocks here as Dwight is nowhere to be seen. Running around here. Ooh, but Zarina going to be able to get some distance. Forcing the whiff here. Going back into the tile. Ooh, another short blink, though. No, they haven't checked the main gen in a little bit, and I'd be very concerned about it. Also, we know that... Look at how close and brave this Survivor is. Uncaring. But we know that this gen is almost done. Oh, but this Survivor gets trapped. The blind doesn't happen, but the body block will come in. They need a very precise blink here, but they hit the Ace instead. Do the Survivors wrap around and finish that last gen? No, they're not going to commit to the generator, but... Now you know that, yeah, these 2 Survivors are both working away on this generator. Do they finish it? No, they don't. I'm wondering if the Dying Light is actually going to be able to hold up. No, the Survivors immediately coming back and finishing the gen, and that will be set number 1 secured in favor of Eternal here. And again, one of the things that we see occasionally with these setups where they know what the win condition is, the killer was playing 100% towards the win condition here, and so the points are going to be very, very skewed. So if this does come to a tie scenario in set number 2 or 3, it's going to be very difficult for this for the Team of Infinity to hold it. And there's the 3-man out. Where is Dwight going? It looks like they might even be going to check. They might be getting a 4-man out here. Yeah, I think this is going to be the 4-man out here. Very close. Again, it was really difficult to hold it down. I'm still not sure how I feel about the Dying Light pick. But with that said, we are in on ARP. Here is the Blight. Solid Corrupts hitting all the spread out gens on this side of the map at 6 o'clock. And even that central gen in the middle, a great spawn for the skill. And you immediately find the Rebecca. Take a hit through the Fun Bus window. And can Rebecca get the distance they need to not get too tapped here? They do get into the center. Spies from the Shadows, my old friend. I am seeing this more and more in comp, and I gotta say, I'm really digging it. OG survivors will remember to be wary of Crows, but a lot of the newer players that didn't play back in, 2016, 2017 are less caring. And so that will be first hook coming in on the Rebecca. Not exactly the chase they were hoping for, probably, but to be fair, it's an S tier. What you gonna do? It was like first Gen firing away here in the center, and they will finish it. As Adam will take the hit here. There's Ace committing to it. Gonna have to be sure not to get too greedy as multiple hits coming in here. Obviously, with Alkring not being an issue, you're not gonna have too many snowball potentials, but you do have to spread out. You do need to reset. Ada, I'm sorry, not Ada, Rebecca here gonna get two tapped as they could not get away from the hook. And they're gonna be tunneled out here. What? Decides to strike on the Obsession? Never, and that will get them to this pallet. Great choice of a place to die as they will have a safe spot. We see that reset coming in on the Ace. There's the one on the Adam as well. Maybe a Solidarity in play. The Dead Hard DS survivor gets the Dead Hard. Well timed. Turns out the first survivor you found was the one the survivors wanted to chase after all. Who would have guessed? And they do get at the pallet, but a lot of time wasted for our survivor group here. And this will be second hook coming in as the Decisive and Dead Hard have been used here. Survivors have reset up to that first gen, but you know that there's not much progression on any other gen here, as that first one was a two-man generator. And we'll see how they plan to take this next. As right now, if I was the killer, I wouldn't be in the most worried position necessarily. You do have a survivor dead on hook. You know that one gen went, but now you have him on this side of the map. I don't know. I imagine we see a survivor sneaking back here. I think that was the Nancy trying to make their way back. Maybe trying to get a for the people this time. This is the survivor that probably has Kelly. They get hit through the pallet. Disgusting. And immediately rushing back. Might have been a false call from the Spies, as survivors on hook do scare the Crows. And bouncing off and sliding off the front of that car and coming back here. So Nancy not able to get this unhook without a really unfortunate trade potentially. And knowing that only two survivors can be on the generators here is huge for this killer, as you do not have to worry about any kind of hook trade attempts. And I think this will spell the end for Rebecca. Question is, where did the Nancy go after this? I imagine Nancy also being the... Oh, I would be scared by that. And they do find another survivor here. It is the Nancy. She has heals, so that is the med kit in their hands. They did self-care. Not able to get the crouch tech there, and they will take a hit. There's first gen coming down since the first one of the game. I imagine we'll see a second one here momentarily, as I imagine two gens were firing off during this endeavor. They were breaking the gen on the 3-gen side. Cheeky attempt here from the survivors, but not quite able to finish it off, as Blight will go for the chase here on the Ace. Curious to see if Nancy might work their way over and rotate. Yeah. Blight looking for Crows. No, instead Nancy going to be resetting instead. And Blight needs to go back to defend this generator, as it was pretty close to breaking. Spies giving away the survivor's position. Immediately running around. Nobody to be found, though. No, I think Adam crouched in the tires. Just such good placement and play here from these survivors. Really close to bringing it back, and I think now Blight in a bit of a pickle as nobody's injured. They need to get a quick chase. No vacuum there from the pallet, but now you're wondering, when are they going to sneak back over and finish that gen? Going into the shack side, they've broken the 3-gen here. Gonna get the pallets in as they're gonna get into the back here. Blight's gonna opt for the break, but I don't know if they can commit to, they're gonna commit to the chase. They want this down. They want the hook here. And they get hit through the pallet, trying to fake it, but not going to get it. Maybe a little bit of a, I don't know. I don't think it's pink, but there's definitely a chance. It could have just been a pre-throw. I don't know, but regardless, they do take a hit through it, and this will be first hook coming in on the Adam. Curious if they're going to be able to go and stop that gen in the corner from firing. We haven't seen anything from Nancy or Ace here. There's that generator popping. Now the question is, where is everybody else? Checking around this corner to make sure that nobody's getting hide and coming for the easy unhook. Little bit of progress on this side, but yeah, I do not see a 3-gen for our killer to hold on to. So now it's probably going to slow down just a little bit. Both of these gens have a little bit of progress, but not too much. I imagine the killer, I don't think the killer can wait. I think they need to go over there and stop the gens from, oh, there's the Pop Goes Weasel though. Gonna get that gen regressing very quickly. I think you have to go to the 12 o'clock side and try and force these survivors to make a move, as you can't let them just sit on these gens for 90 seconds. Which I'm sure the survivors are more than content to let Adam sit on the hook while they finish this 2 gens in 90 seconds. That would be my idea. Oh, but they do reach out here for the unhook. Here's the potential tunnel out on the Adam here, as I don't think Nancy's on this side of the map. They are going to get to this pallet. Not going to take a hit through it. There's the free drop. Sliding back across. Is there a live? Potentially not sure. Couldn't tell from that angle. Trying to get around the corner, but oh, that was a nasty flick. Absolutely nasty. And second hook coming in here is obviously Decisive Strike has been utilized already. Rebecca already out of the game. Second hook coming in here, and now wherever Ace went. Surprised that we haven't seen one of the gens on the 12 o'clock side finish here. Looks like Ace might have hit around back here, so the correct call from the Blight coming back here. Did they just come and touch it, or are they hiding? They were hiding! Ace taking a hit at the long wall. Nancy needs to finish a gen or come from the rescue. I'm not sure where they are. I would hope that they're on the other side, but no, there's a scratch mark. Nancy gonna get intercepted here. Now everybody's injured. Potential snowball here for the Blight. I think Ace is gonna rotate around. They need to finish at least a 4th gen. In these games, it almost always comes to, can you at least get the 4th gen done, as that is the big takeaway. Worth noting is that Nancy has been able to unhook multiple times, so they probably do have Deli as well as Unbreakable here. Blight trying to get around the side, but not able to, bumping on the wall. Yeah, and Ace able to finish a gen back in the 12 o'clock position. But considering Ace was trying to, you know, progress the one over here at the 7, I imagine that we'll not be able to finish that one in time, so we might be seeing... Why? Sorry, folks, I'm just now noticing that Nancy's not picking up. Okay, now they get picked up. Was that a late Unbreakable? Were they saving Unbreakable? Do they not have Unbreakable at all? Do they split Unbreakable between the Deli player? Ooh, just barely swinging outside the Nancy there. And Nancy greeting it out, but they will be going to the corner. Again, probably going to leave the Survivor slugged. We didn't see Ace in the area, so that might have been the Unbreakable after all. And now Survivor going to be slugged out. Will they finish this 5th generator in the corner? Blight looking around, wanting to go back here to the 12. I don't hear any progress on it. And worth noting, I think both the medkit charges have been used on the Nancy already, so that's not available. They get the kick on the generator, start regressing. And I think with an exit gate on this side of the map, even if it is a split exit gate scenario from the shot, yeah, you find the Ace anyway. Ooh, there. Oh my goodness, that was so fancy. Very, very fancy tech coming in from the Blight, but they will be able to get to the main building here at the window. But again, unless that was... Oh, not able to get it with that mid vault. Unless that was a pickup, I don't see an Unbreakable coming in. And that will be, presumably, the 4K at 1 gen. Heading back over here to see where the Survivor is. That would be a scenario too. If they didn't have... Well, you have to wait out a minute. Oh, I just realized this Survivor... That's Insidious. Deli's still in the pocket here, assuming on the Nancy. Ace doesn't have to die. Yeah, Blight wants to extend this as much as possible, as the timer for Nancy's bleed out is about on par with the Ace. I think she bleeds out before Deli. What an interesting scenario. Yeah, Blight trying to get as much time here as possible and trying to also get him away from the hatch here. Do they wiggle? There's no way, right? Yeah, they don't wiggle here. Yeah, I think they're trying to make sure the timing here is in effect. They know a Deli is going to be imminent here from this Nancy. And Nancy likely to go back to the shack side, trying to time it, wanting Ace to die, get the sprint burst, but with Blight able to get a tap and then follow it up immediately with a rush. Nancy, this will be a long dash sprint. Longest sprint of Nancy's life. There's the timing, trying to body block. They don't get the body block across it. No sprint burst. Potential live, maybe? Very interesting coming in from the Nancy. There's the hit. No sprint burst. Very interesting. There was the attempt to try and get them to the shack, but not end up getting anything. I guess I think if they had sprint burst, they might have had a shot, but yeah, Blight being very, very methodical, making sure to hook them as far away from as possible, making sure that there's no potential bleed out deli play going on. And that will be the 4K1 for Infinity's Blight. 24-8 as we continue this mirror match, and now it all comes down to Eternal's Blight. Infinity knows that if they tie this, they'll force set 3, but you don't want to go into set 3 with the scores being the way they are. Again, that Nurse Mirror in the beginning setting a very heavy weighted score in Eternal's favor. You need to win this set to have Survivors to try and beat the score here from Eternal, which is not an easy task, but not an impossible one either. Seeing a really decent gen split here on the shack. Looks like Survivor might have been hiding out here, but they will get found. We do find the Nia here. Imagine that's not the Survivor that Survivors wanted them to find, but regardless, Blight does find them bumping around the edge on the back of the truck here. Ooh, but they slide off the side of the building, and they are going to leave the chase altogether, instead going back to their... This is something of a spread 4-gen on the non-corrupt side, which I don't know in the situation what the killer is going to pick to defend in the end. We'll just have to wait and see. Survivors have definitely spread out, though. We see Ace running back into the middle here. Gonna probably pre-drop this pallet. Yeah, they do get the stun here, pre-dropping it. They do not want to take an easy hit there. Blight not gonna bother with it at all. Instead, gonna be running to the outside. We see scratch marks pre-leaving this area altogether, as I imagine a very sharp call out from the Ace saying that they are leaving. Though Survivors did stick in the area. Have to see how this plays out for them. Oh, we found the Nia again here. I imagine they will take a hit and go back into the middle. There's the tag. Will Blight be able to follow it up? Coming around the left side of this tile, there's the eye. There's the drop, not able to get the bump that they were looking for, and they break it on the side. Very, very good patience from the Nia here, as they will have to wait for their power to recharge before coming in, pre-dropping this pallet as well. Nia trying to get back into the safety of the corrupt zone. They do go down in the end, but that is within the corrupt zone. I imagine if Survivors were able to spread to the very far gen, might be able to hold out here. But regardless, first hook incoming for this killer. Again, the killer, I would tell the killer, you know, 4K1 here is absolutely acceptable. As if you're Eternal, a tie is fine. You don't mind a tie. It is a very difficult set 3 if it's a tie. But you do not want to let this team win, because there goes all your hard work and advantage from the first set. And they will take the hook trade here. Lori going down, Nia going to be getting distance. I imagine this is going to be the hook trade that they were hoping for. Possible Deli Unbreakable on the Lori, we do not know yet. Could be a bait and switch. Just now noticing that I think that that is a lucky break as well on the Nia. Going to go down. No sign of Renato or Ace. This will be second hook coming in. No decisive strike. There's the second. Yeah, they do finish 2 gens here on the 4-gen side. So now the corrupt zone initially from the Blight is what they're going to want to defend. Jumping over the Renato, they will take a tag here at the final charge, so it will be a couple of seconds here before the power comes back, but they are on the side. I don't know, Survivors can technically run back to the other side. Killer doesn't have any pressure over there. You can try and break that 3-gen while Nia's hanging here. There comes the power from the Blight, coming back around, maybe wanting to see if the hook trade comes in. There's the Ace. All servers are injured. Ace is gonna have to go for a hook trade now. There they are, slugged out on the ground. I'm gonna see the tunnel out here most likely. Ace needs to get a pickup, assuming that there's no unbreakable. Maybe, you know, maybe a bait and switch. Oh, there's the grab. Is there a DS? Is this forced? No. Just a normal grab, and this is gonna be lights out for Nia. And Ace still on the ground here. Unless they are the Deli Unbreakable. Survivor back here as well, though it seems like they have abandoned their post altogether. I imagine that oh no, they are here. It's Renato too. Charges coming back for the Blight. They're gonna get a little bit of distance here, but they're at the TNL wall. They're gonna have to play absolutely out of their mind. Lori needs to come in for the pickup as well. There's the pickup, but they're getting around the edge here. Yeah, they're not gonna get through the window. This is not a scenario the Survivors want to be in here, as this killer is looking to end it all here, leaving the Renato on the ground, knowing there's no unbreakable. And it looks to be going after the ace here, I believe. They're very silent, so I'm assuming that's not the Lori. Yeah, it is the ace. Good progress on the gen back here, but you're not going to be able to go very far. Only 2 gens done. The survivors are going to have to hope for some crazy endgame scenario. Because right now, we have multiple survivors on the ground. We see the pickup on the Renato. This is going to be very, very difficult. I'm curious to see if we'll see a reset coming in on these survivors, or if they even have time as Blight is already rushing back. Yeah, it seems like they might have been worried about this generator, but I imagine the survivors are more worried about getting a reset done, potentially. Curious to see who has the deli, as Lori's over here. We know that they got an unhook. Ace also has got an unhook. And now at this horrible 50-50 tile, they get hit over the top. Renato has healed. They're the only ones that can go for the unhook here, but with Lori on the ground, potentially Unbreakable still in the pocket. Survivors have a couple outs here, but it's going to be super difficult. We see scratch marks over here. Blight looking around, knowing that whether they hook the Lori or not. Actually, seeing that broken totem, that might have been an inner healing. Though, I imagine with the scratch marks, no, they are out of the locker, and that's going to be a hit over the T-wall. I think they're going to have to try and set up for some kind of crazy endgame scenario here, as the Blight's going to get plenty of points. They're going to be missing out on 4, but if they get an endgame scenario escape, that could be enough to negate the outer points. Ooh, beautiful dodge there from the Renato, getting a little bit of distance. I think, yeah, what you want to do is you want to waste as much time, have a bleed out scenario occur to deny the killer points. Lori immediately going down again. Ace already progressed to second stage. Not sure what the plan is here for Infinity. Again, you need a victory. Even if you get a tie scenario with some points, it's not going to be good for you. And there's the pallet stun. Renato going to be running back. I don't think they get this unhooked, folks. Again, I don't know if Unbreakable or Deli has been used. Obviously, Deli hasn't been used yet. Unbreakable still available potentially. There's the down on the Renato. Ace going to be progressing to the stage here. However, Lori's been on the ground long enough that even with this hook, it's going to be a similar scenario to last time, where the Deli is going to be timed almost perfectly with the bleed out here, and the hook timer for Renato, as Lori and Renato have about 2 minutes each on that hook and on the ground. Have to see how it's played out here. Again, for those who don't know, it is against the rules to attempt a Kobe here, so they will not be attempting a 4%. You can only attempt a Kobe if you have Deliverance, and there's the Lori on the ground. Killer more than content to let the bleed out happen for a little bit here. Actually, let's do points. Say the Lori bleeds out. That's 3 points to the Killer. Wow. They can let, I think they can let the Survivor bleed. That is 3 points denied. The point difference between between 3 gens and 1 gen remaining is 4 points. Yeah, even if this Survivor bleeds out, it would be enough to secure the victory for Eternal. This Survivor has to make it to hatch, and they need to escape. It needs to be a 4-point difference. If this Survivor is able to escape, that's 1 point that the survivors get. That's 2 points the Killer doesn't get, which would be the 4-point differential between the hooks right here, or the gens here. Lori needs Deliverance. They need Balance or Sprint Burst, and they need to get lucky and dodge every hit from this Blight. That is not the case. I'm wondering if maybe Nia, poor Nia that got tunneled out early, might have had the Deli. But that is a definitive win here for Eternal in set number 2. No set 3 required to break this up, as Eternal will take the W here.